lovely Ballyhoo. So say what's up, y'all.
What up?
They are our guests today on Bridging the Gap. We're super stoked to get to talk to them. They've been to Wilmington a couple times, but now fate has decided that we got to have a nice little conversation with y'all. So thank you for hanging out with us today, guys.
Thanks for wanting to talk to us.
So let's start with intros. Let everyone know who you are, what you do.
I'm Howie and I sing and play guitar.
And I'm Nick and I play bass.
Boom, boom. All right. So you guys, let's throw it way back. Let's go to the start of music. Where did you guys get your first, kind of introduction into playing music in general?
When I was like 6.
All right, so let's throw it way back to the beginning of you guys getting your introduction into playing music in general. Where'd you guys kind of get your start, your love?
I was 6, and my dad took my brother and I, who was 4 at the time, to go see Rat and Poison and Tesla in 1987.
Powerhouse.
And that was the first time I was exposed to live music that I can remember. And I was like, I want to do that.
Dude, it's hard to, match that energy, you know, but I feel like I can kind of feel that vibe of that first show, in your guys' music, just that overall in your face.
Yeah, especially a show like that, because you're talking about those 80s glam metal bands.
They didn't care what anyone thinks.
It's all about excess and the makeup and the big hair, just the big
the
sound.
theatrical, nature of this entertainment business.
So that's where it kicked off for me.
I love it. What about you?
Yeah, when I was like 11, 12, I was super into Linkin Park and all the new metal bands at the time. And I met some kid on the bus who had now one of my best friends in the whole world. He played guitar at the time, and we started a band. It was just me and him, and from then it just evolved,
Fireworks.
And,
That's really, most bands, it's about being an angsty teenager,
Yeah.
Having all this energy. Where do I put it? And music is such a great avenue for that. And it's been great because, seeing the progression of Ballyhoo over the years, because, you guys, you've been playing for a minute, and I think the music is able to carry that same values, those same, origins, and then, kind of play off on that with all the other, genres you're able to kind of mold together. You guys have a lot of different musical influences that I've kind of noticed, listening to you guys. I've been a fan since like over 10 years now. I found you guys
Awesome.
on Pandora, I think, and that would just be me with my headphones on, in the middle of tech theater class, just raging, just I want to be there,
Oh yeah.
So I said so, Green Day. I feel like I see, you've posted a lot on social media about
Huge.
loving them. I love them, so I,
Love that.
those punk rock vibes.
Yeah.
What other influences have you guys had?
I'm influenced by a lot of things, and all the other guys are metalheads, and I think we just sort of we apply all of it in some way, to how we perform, and the style that we approach, the way I sing and the way I play guitar. I love just strong arming the guitar, just strangling the fuck out of it, like Billy Joe Armstrong and Kurt Cobain, and
you keep your guitar low.
Yeah, keep it low, just slam it, and then the reggae came in, Sublime and 311 and UB40 and all that stuff, and these guys.
It all just blends, especially I'm being a little bit younger than the guys. They always approach songwriting differently, and I always want to do something that's more modern, and it always clashes in a really good way.
Yeah.
The last time we were in the studio, we only had a couple things in the vault to work on when we went in there, but it just seemed like on those days when we didn't really have anything, we would make something happen because we just have that creative energy.
Sometimes, to let that kind of the freedom flow a little more, and not always, because sometimes you get stuck in that, okay, this is how we've been writing songs.
Follow the formula every
let's
time.
take that paradigm and keep it going because people like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just close your eyes and let that, kind of go. It turns into something.
You find that seed. If you somehow I remember the last day we were working on it. It was a song tentatively titled Number 9. And we were let's do one more, because it was the 9th song. We'd done 8 already.
Right.
In 4 days.
I was pushing for 10.
Let's do
10 fucking songs.
And
one more.
Doing that in that short span of time, you get exhausted. It creates creatively. It's you don't realize how exhausted you get working your mind like that. And I don't know. So I was just in the live room by myself on the guitar, just working on something. And once I found this chord progression that I liked, and when I can find a vocal melody to match it, where I feel like, okay, this is something here, then you go, okay, we got something. And once you find that seed and you get everybody involved, it's just it explodes.
It is. It's a spark.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to find that hook, And once you find it, you're like, oh fuck, there it is. Okay,
Yeah.
so now we can go. And then we did it, and we, you know.
Go.
And that's
You kinda
probably
just
probably one of the better ones that we had worked on.
Yeah,
and
yeah, one of my
it's-
favorites from that session.
It's not a cookie cutter Ballyhoo song.
No,
It's like
no.
something that's fresh, new, and
Gotta break the mold.
It's another song that goes through a lot of movements. The way Riddle with Bullets on the new record is, it's just kind of like goes up and down and has these weird like operatic moments. So
I've always been a fan of bands that never write the same record twice.
Yeah.
Always find that sound that is theirs, but they always just keep evolving. And even if they write similar music, the record itself that they've released is a totally different movement.
Right.
And I feel like we should be a band that does that, because we are in between genres, and we are constantly influenced by.
You're able to kind of chameleon
Yeah,
through,
yeah.
you know, which I like, because I
That's
think
the
that
beauty.
it helps grow, you know, for you guys. Because I mean, like you said, you can just
you
kind
don't
of
have to
take
be
little pieces.
pigeonholed. It's like people are like, "You're my favorite reggae band." I'm like, well, I mean, we're not reggae though.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like we do
It's
that.
so easy to try to like categorize
Yeah.
what
You gotta.
know,
I think it's just
music
comfortable
is.
for people to label things.
Yeah, it
it's just
is.
easier to explain, you know. But I don't know. We're like a fusion of all that. But
That's
it's
why
nice
I
to get
think
to go.
there's something about it. That's why, you know, it kind of sticks with people, because people may come to the show tonight who have never heard Ballyhoo before. There's like Real Cafe at Saturday night. Let's go.
Yeah.
They're gonna leave and be like, okay, well wait.
Yeah.
That wasn't reggae,
Yeah.
but that was at the same time. It's cool because a lot of people find us from different outlets too, and I feel like all great bands were never able to be put in a niche. They were
Yeah.
always like almost undefinable when it comes to a genre. So-
Especially when I mean, you're playing pretty much every night, you know,
Yeah.
for stretches, you know, of time.
Yeah.
So to keep that fresh and really exciting for you guys, I feel like is probably pretty important to make
Yeah.
sure that you guys are really enjoying the music that you're putting out.
We left that studio, and we have a bunch of songs that are not complete. I was like, we should play some of those songs tonight. And they're like, they're not even songs yet.
Yeah.
I want to play them though.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited for the new stuff, and it's good to.
Yeah, you're just like, let's go. What's next?
And even we've been
Sitting
playing
on so
songs
much.
from the previous record that we just put out. That's about a year old now, almost.
Almost.
And,
It's like-
and I'm not sick of them, you know.
9 months.
And it's
You kind of work
so
out the kinks too, you know. You-
they become better.
Yeah.
You know, and then you go for the rest of your life. You go, oh, I wish I would played it like that on the
Right.
record.
like listen to like, oh, that's the one. That's that
You
part.
know, like how Howard loves listening to our music constantly, whereas
Absolutely.
like I'll listen to it until it's released, and then after that I can't listen to it anymore.
You let
It's
it
like,
take
yeah.
its journey like out.
It's out in the wild.
It's
now.
not
Yeah.
mine anymore. It belongs to everybody, and I can't listen to it.
Right.
I love the way we sound.
Yeah, I do too.
I think with each record we just get better at performing, and like we know how to record, like because you learn something every time in the studio, and like you know how to like I don't know how to approach recording and do it, and there's something I don't know. I feel like we're really good at it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all these cool ideas that pop up on the production side, all the little bells and whistles you can do to the songs once they're, you know, they're almost towards the end. And
Right.
I like to throw extra shit in there, like layers and stuff at
For
the
sure.
end. These guys don't even know that I'm doing it. Like,
The possibilities are endless. Yeah, you can seriously just throw thousands
Yeah.
upon
A
thousands.
lot of weird
different
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
No, I like it. What would you say are some of the like mentors that have kind of helped you guys? Because I know you do a lot of the producing and you know the live performances too. So you kind of get both sides of that, you know, music industry side.
Mm-hmm.
So you have some people that have like particularly been like important to you.
yeah, every time we work with a producer, I always take away something, and I always learn. I'm over their shoulder, like watching what they're doing,
Yeah.
and like remembering the things that you learn these cool techniques, whether it's an engineering thing in Pro Tools or like a trick or something, or like a songwriting trick or something like that. And I've been pulling that stuff out for a few years now.
Nice.
We worked with John Feldman, who's done a bunch of records that we love. Working with him was insane. It was like this crazy, it's like a hit factory over there. And then we worked with Matt Wallace, who produced that first Maroon 5 record, their best record.
Yes.
Arguably,
Undoubtedly
yes.
too.
Yeah.
Songs about change.
That album's so fucking sick.
I still play that really loud in the shower every
Yeah,
time.
great record.
Standing in the pouring rain, you know.
Yeah, and he told me he's like you can do this, man. You're right here. Like you should be doing this. I'm like, and just gave me the confidence to like start working with other bands and you know getting out.
Yeah, man.
You know, so but yeah, I mean, like I said, we learn something new every time we do this, and I don't know, it's good.
It's about taking that next step. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, always dream of being in bands or dream of making music, and And I feel like there's a lot of things that kind of stop you on the inside, insecurities and different
exactly what it is.
confidence things, like you said, and it just takes that one person to kind of light that fire in another and just be like, you know what, hey, just come sit with me, just watch how I do it, then you take that and kind of go.
I try to push like that, which exactly what you're saying. Like, if you're thinking about doing something, if you're dreaming, fucking just do it.
Just go.
Just do it. Don't worry about what
Don't
anybody's
second
saying.
think it,
Don't worry about your friends or whoever being like, that's gonna be stupid, or you can't do that. Like, that shit happens. People are like that because they're miserable with their fucking selves.
Right.
And you just gotta
It's
go
this,
do
like,
what you want to do.
cycle of
Yes. Do not let that get in the way. You're the only one standing in your way. You know what I mean? So just get over that and go. Just do it.
I like it. I think that's a lot of the messages that kind of come across in your music, especially for young fans, like preteens, people going through these things where like, no one understands me, but like then you have this like song that like resonates with you. And I know Close to Me was one of those songs I listened to over and over again.
Nice.
So when you're not doing music, what do you do? What's your off time looking like?
We're a bunch of gamers.
Yeah.
We all play. I don't know. I go to the gym a lot. I like to cook.
Cool.
And
He
play
does
a lot of video games.
He does bass covers almost every week
Ooh.
on YouTube and IGTV. So
Yeah.
look for that.
Absolutely,
That's fun.
absolutely.
He kills it.
Bassists love that stuff,
I wanted to like do a podcast that like reviewed music that I liked, because I think that I have a good taste in music, but I thought that was too easy. So I figured the coolest way to do it is to like do covers of songs that I really like, by bands I really like, and maybe that's a different way I could influence people
For sure.
to listen to different music. you
Yeah.
know?
That's how I would go, to try, like, you hear a song you like, you're like, oh, how do I play that? And I would look for musicians that had a playthrough, they sat there, like,
or just
do it.
Homeboy just did a cover of the song of some band I've never heard of before.
Right, and then you're like, oh,
And you
shoot,
listen to it,
wait.
you go,
Oh, who's that?
not only is that bass slamming, but the song is really good too.
Put a link to the Spotify or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
exactly, exactly.
Plus, it's always just something I've always wanted to do, dabble in YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And Howard was the one that was like, you don't need a good camera, man. You got a phone. Just do it.
Yeah.
And I just,
We all, at this point, really, with the technology,
You have
we
a
all
production
have
studio
it.
in your pocket at
You've
all
got
times.
editing apps. You've got pretty much
You got
anything
everything
you want. We record all the audio for all these interviews using phones.
Yeah.
They're such a great tool, when you use them appropriately. That's how you do, like, I'm sure voice memos, when you're on the road, you got an idea, you're just like, get that
All the
down
time.
right now.
I got one on my watch, so I just go right to the watch now. Yeah, it's right there.
It's like Inspector
awesome.
Gadget's like, all right, remember this.
Yeah, it's great.
the technology has definitely made it easier for you.
Yeah.
All around the board. And like you said, the phone, when I first started, I was like going back between the computer and the phone, and now I literally just do it all on the phone. Shoot it and edit it and post it straight from the phone.
I mean, the camera's getting better, memory's
amazing
getting
time to be
larger,
alive.
Like, for real.
Why do I even have a computer?
Honestly.
I have a phone,
Yeah, you can watch anything in the world in like 2 seconds. Like, really, you couldn't ask for more.
It's made touring a lot easier.
Yeah.
Watch
You
TV
seem
all
more
day.
connected too, with social media and everything, which I think is cool.
Try to get back to everybody.
Yeah. So you're off time. I know you're juggling family, but you got a podcast too. So you know, tell me a little about that.
Tales from the
What's
Green Room.
Howie behind the scenes looking like?
talesfromgreenroom.com. Check it out.
Freaking
no,
awesome.
I decided I wanted to do it for a while, and there's one of those things like it's gonna suck. People aren't gonna like it. It's like inner monologue bullshit that you got to deal with. And I just was like, all right, I'm just gonna record something and put it up and see what happens. I use Anchor. It's really easy. They make it really easy. It goes everywhere. And so I was just like, fuck it. I just put it up. Found some like cover art online. Just put it on there, and people started, "Oh, this is rad! Oh my god!" And it was just it was a podcast about. It's called So You Want to Start a Band. Just about kind of like tips on how to start a band and things like that.
101.
Yeah, just the best thing to do is talk about things that you know. If you're going to do something like that,
Absolutely.
don't talk about anything else. Just talk about what you know, because otherwise, it's going to be weird. And, so anyway, like just having all this knowledge from doing this for so long, I don't know, and people really dug it. So I was like, okay, I'll do another one, and then another one, and it's just like here we are, a little over a year later.
Boom.
Well, you got like over 60 episodes now, right?
That's
62 episodes now.
And he's had some people on the show that I'm like freaking out about.
Right.
I don't know. It's been fortunate. Like I feel like I'm getting people like, hey, can I be on the podcast? And like, wow.
You know, the respect kind of builds, you know, with people, you know, in the industry, or, you know, just people who are appreciators. You know, they kind of see the work that you put in, they respect your opinion because they get to see that result. You know, so I feel like you would be a good person to look up to.
Yeah.
Not only because you're so tall, but
yeah, literally, and yeah. No, the funny thing is, like, you never think that, like, you always think that whatever I'm doing in the van right now is boring and nobody would ever care to watch that on YouTube or something. But like, it's really amazing how people are like just into it. Like the most mundane things. I don't know if it's because they know we do that. You know, we're on stage, we do the music thing.
They get the personality side of it.
Yeah, they want to see that going on, and just, I don't know, it's weird. But and the same thing with the podcast. I'm like, does anybody want to hear me talk about this shit for an hour? Like, so that's why I try to have guests on. Yeah, to just kind of get their perspective. But I get DMs all the time, and people every night now at the merch table are like, dude, like, I love the podcast, I'm learning so much, and I'm an artist, I'm coming up.
There's a lot of people that have, you know, the Spotify like podcast, like, you know, genre section has really grown.
It's really
like
exploded.
In the past year or two.
It really has, man.
And now what's big is video podcasts.
Yes.
Like, that is the next thing right there. It's already happening. Like, you take your podcast and just make it a live video, and that's just the way it is, man.
This is so easy, you know, if you're in the car, you're, you know, walking, or you know, you're at work, you know, sitting at your desk, like, just to be able to, it's like, you know, don't gotta read.
I'm always casting pods.
Yeah,
just
you
cast it. We take that pod and we cast it. You know,
I think
that's the
you had sent me a meme of it was like a person hanging out eating a bowl of cereal next to the TV where he's like watching a podcast.
He's eating
and
yogurt or something.
He's like hanging, like acting like he's hanging out with all.
Just a picture of some girl eating yogurt. He's eating yogurt with him, like,
and
that is quite literally.
That's literally what it's like.
Yeah,
it's like
so like,
it's like,
part of it.
These are my friends. You know, they don't know me, but they're my friends.
You really do get that vibe too. Like, when especially if there's something you watch on YouTube a lot or listen to podcasts a lot, you feel this connection.
You do. That's like bloggers and everything. You know, that
you look forward to the next thing.
Yeah.
You know,
because that's kind of like human nature. We want to know.
Yeah,
curious
we
creatures.
We want to know, and we want to connect with others.
Yeah.
You know?
We'd be like, so this is how my life is. How is their life?
Yeah,
you know, how could I do those things? Or you see it and you're just like, wow, like, respect. I could never do those things.
Yeah, it's been very interesting, and I'm grateful to have anybody listening, and we're grateful to have anybody listening to our band. You know?
Yeah.
There's going to be
every person is so special. You know,
this rooftop's going to be crazy sold out tonight.
I'm so excited.
We are super pumped. And
rooftop
so
shows here are so amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the weather's looking a little sunnier.
We're breaking here.
Looks like it's clearing up, baby.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Do you got any crazy or like funny or proud story moments that you guys want to share with everyone?
Man, there's so many stories. We've been on the road for 13 years.
You got a big book. You just like slam on
13 years this month, actually.
Let's see.
And about 10 of those were filled with Jaeger and whiskey.
Usually that's how it goes.
Oh man.
Good old Jameson.
So it's hard to remember things.
Last night.
Yeah.
Where were you yesterday?
Yeah, we were in Emerald Isle last night, and people were buying us shots, and I turned down a few.
Dude, I had to start turning them down.
I was gonna say you gotta like know like city after city like when that moment is of like thanks, but
that's one of the best things about touring so long and having done this for a while is that you learn your limits, and you're just like it hits you and you're like somebody's handing you another one, you're just like, you know what,
I'm already there, dude.
Yeah.
Who wants this?
Love you.
know, I'm trying to be nice. I don't just set it down and make sure someone gets it. You know, I'm like, here, have that.
Can't let you know the tequila go to waste. But
comes with age too, you know.
Yeah.
A little older now. I'm just
we'll give it to a good home.
Yeah. I don't know. We just kind of, as far as stories, I mean.
One of my proudest moments was when we got to share some Jameson with Tom Morello.
Ooh.
That was a good night.
Wow.
And, he's a friend of Chris from Anti-Flag.
Yeah.
We did a run with them in Real Big Fish.
Dude.
And we were in LA, right? I think it was.
LA, yeah.
And we were just hanging out, and he just comes walking in with Tom Morello, and he's like, I figured you guys would want to meet him.
He's like,
and we had a bottle of Jameson, we all poured a shot out, and he drank the rest of our Jameson.
Yes.
And then we all just drooled all over him, and Howie just goes, all right, I'm going to say it. Can we get a picture?
I was like, because I know what it's like. I've gotten better at it, just like keeping my cool. But like, I was just like, this is never gonna happen again. Like, I was like,
we all like introduce each other, and then we're like sitting there, and then it's just like
somebody had to say it.
Like, play cool. Can I take a picture?
Yeah. He was totally cool, man. He was
That's
super
awesome.
nice, and very, very cool guy. And he's what'd he say? I was like, dude, all right, we've been listening to you forever, and your music is really, oh my God, you're an awesome guitar player and all that stuff. You're so good in Iron Man, like that kind of shit. And he was one of the extras in Iron Man.
Yeah,
by the way,
dude.
if anybody go look back.
Fun fact.
When Tony's breaking out of the cave, when he builds the Mach 1, he comes out of the cave and he shoots some guy with a rocket or something. It's Tom Morello. Just watch.
Dude.
But dope, though.
Yeah, it was great.
Gig.
Yeah. How do you get that gig? I want that gig. But no, he was awesome, man.
He's like, we need somebody to shoot in the scene. He's like, get Tom Morello on the phone.
We need Tom Morello.
I know exactly who would be perfect for this.
Yeah, so that was a good moment.
The music man.
Cool. All right, so shout out what you got coming up this upcoming year for the people to look forward to.
We got new music for sure. I'm hoping to have a single out by June.
All right.
Followed up by some sort of release, maybe more singles into an EP or maybe a record. I don't know, but we're trying to get it done as fast as possible because we don't like waiting. And we don't think the fans should have to wait.
Especially when you're sitting on top, you're like, this is so good, I just want to show people.
We're going to die soon. You know what I mean?
For real, dude, every
There's
day
no
is a
time.
gift.
There's no time.
Why, in an age, with the technology, when we can put out a song right then and there, and make it in a day, let's do it. Let's share it to the people.
Yeah, we're going out with, we got a few shows with Revolution in August.
Yep.
Sweet.
Kind of just doing like weekend runs this summer. We're not really doing a full scale run like normal.
Kind of popping, around.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to do that. And then looking at some other stuff. Hopefully going to do a little run with Pacifier again, friends of ours. So, and then the fall, we're kind of figuring that out now. So,
Sweet. Well, we can't wait to kind of see where we're headed. I'm super stoked. I know the Kaya fam is. Let's shout out all the social media stuff so that way we can get your YouTube in there.
Yeah, put your YouTube
check out
on there.
these space videos. Let's start with you.
Look in there and tell everybody where
Boom.
you
Tell
can
the
find you.
people.
Follow your boy on Instagram, Knack Attack, and my YouTube is youtube.com/NickLucera.
Boom. Type it in
That was well done.
right now.
That was rehearsed.
It was really good.
That was right on the fly.
Clear, concise.
Howie Spangler at Instagram, Howie Spangler on YouTube, HowieSpangler.com, Tales from the Green Room podcast, check it out.
Definitely
and then
follow.
BallyhooRocks.com, Ballyhoo Rocks on Instagram, all that fun shit.
MySpace,
Friendster. If you hit us up, you'll be on our top 8.
Boom.
And check out music everywhere you listen to music.
Absolutely. They are very active on social media, so if you're there, you're going to see exclusive stuff. No one
Slide
else
into
can
the
see,
DM,
dude.
baby.
Yes, absolutely. Go say hi to your favorite reggae punk rockers. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
Thanks for
We're
having
gonna put
us.
all the social media handles and every link that you will need in the description below. So please go be sure to hit follow and subscribe. And we appreciate all the support. Couldn't do it without y'all. All right, Kaya fam, Ballyhoo and Sid out.